Hey everyone, and welcome
guys.
back for another SES Software stream. Welcome back. It's good to see everyone today for joining us for the very first time. Welcome along. My name is Alex. I'm one of your community managers here at SES Software. Joining us behind the wheel today, we have Mark back again, our vehicle production coordinator. How you doing, Mark?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How about you?
Not too bad, Mark. Good to see you again. Always a pleasure. And we've also got a very special guest with us today. We have Patrik returning to the studio, our ATS map technical lead. Patrik, good to see you again. It's been a long time.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Yeah, it was like, I think more than a year since I was on any stream, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's been a while. It's good to see you back again. How you been?
I've been great. I moved from a DLC leader to being a tech leader, so-called. So my duty right now is to basically, tell basically all the teams the technical limitations and stuff, technical related stuff on how to build map, let's say properly, so that we can maintain it for as many years as eventually possible.
Dang. Okay. Well, we'll definitely get a bit more into that role a little bit later on. But first of all, let's say hello to the chat. Hello, everyone on Twitch and on YouTube and on Facebook. Good to see you all. Let's get a quick location check because I know Patrik was kind of interested to know where everyone was watching from, right, Patrik?
Always, yeah. I'm always interested to know.
Yo, chat, where are you watching in from today?
Norway, Belgium, all right. Connecticut,
all right.
Colorado, yay, my favorite.
We got Colorado. Here we go.
Turn up. Okay. Is it better now that I'm closer to the mic? Somebody said Israel, Netherlands, Oklahoma, Virginia, Jesus.
Estonia, I mean, this is just the Twitch chat.
UK,
YouTube chat's going
Brazil,
crazy.
New Jersey, nice. Indiana, again, Connecticut, Argentina, Sweden,
Is that how you
Hungary,
spell
Australia,
Connecticut, sorry.
Middlesbrough,
Is that how you
Kentucky,
spell it?
I think so.
I think I've been spelling it wrong my whole life.
Newfoundland, Canada.
I think if the person is from Connecticut, I would bet that they know. Or I would hope at least.
I mean, I don't know how to spell
you know,
Czech Republic still, because sometimes I put Czechia, sometimes I put Czech Republic, and I never know what's right.
You have some Canadian mate here? Germany,
Spain.
Okay, India, nice. Okay, many countries. Okay.
Yeah, YouTube chat
Hi
as well.
guys, to wherever you are.
I got to interrupt really quickly.
Please do.
What happened to my truck?
Okay, listen. This was Nemiro's doing. He didn't like the pink
Listen,
that we had.
there's hood mirrors on it, for starters, okay?
Okay, I don't know how
There's
that
mismatching
happened.
wheels and tires.
Listen, I have nothing to. I can't control things from here. I do my best, man. Like the last truck that the chat shows was quite nice. I don't know. I liked it with the pink and the blue. It kind of grew on me.
Oh yeah, I liked it. Yeah, the pink moose, right? Now
right.
we have
The
this
neon, right?
abomination with the sting stuck to the hood. Like,
Somebody decided to blame Nemiro.
Chat did me dirty, man. We had a beautiful, perfect Volvo, and now it's a beautiful, perfect Volvo with hood mirrors.
Where are we
already
driving?
on the
Mismatched
jump,
wheels. Huh?
Where are we driving to?
We are on our way to Socorro.
Socorro, New Mexico.
Yo.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I still remember something. This is great about working on American Truck Simulator, so that you can get to know American geography very well.
Yes.
Sometimes even better than, I'm sorry to say that, sometimes even a little bit better than Americans themselves, because I think I can name all 50 states in a reasonable time.
Really? Wow.
In a reasonable time.
That's
Happy
impressive,
birthday.
man.
Somebody's having birthday.
Hey, happy birthday in the chat. Oh, you mean for us? Do you mean for us? SES, happy
All right,
10 years of ATS.
all right. I mean, American Truck Simulator has a birthday, right?
Of course,
I guess
that's why
on-
That
you're
was a stupid
Patrik.
question. Sorry, guys.
I guess it was on Monday, right? We had the birthday?
Yeah, we had
was,
it on
but
Monday.
we are-
It was February 2nd. I remember as if it was
Yes.
yesterday. We were like 15 people working on American Truck Simulator. Sorry, I moved the mouse. We were like 15 people working on American Truck Simulator. I think I still have some pictures on our Samba. If we can access it later, we can have a look how the team looked back then. Half of the team is not in the company anymore, but the better half still is. And
Like they put hood mirrors on the truck and you can't even see them from where I'm sitting because I sit so low. This is just, sorry. I'm really wound up right now about this.
yeah, you're a driver, so you yeah.
But hey, I mean, I definitely do want to get a bit into the history of American Truck Simulator, and more so, Patrik, where it all started for you, because I think we're discussing a little bit before the stream how long you've been at SES Software. Could you maybe share your history a little bit there?
Well, yeah, for me it started when I was like a little kid. I think I was around 8 to 10 when I was playing eventually these games. Back then, the 18 Wheels of Steel series. My favorite one was, and still is, Pedal to the Metal. Released, I think, in 2004, if if I'm not lying.
Dude, I still jam out to that main menu music sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
like good soundtrack.
It is.
And somehow I was bored enough, and I had enough time to somehow learn the editor by myself. When my parents bought the first access to the internet, it was like exploring a new world to me, kinda. And then I discovered that people are making stuff to the game, and I was like, oh my god, I wanted to download these new trucks, trailers, skins,
Yeah,
maps,
absolutely.
whatever was there. And then I decided eventually, as a proud Slovak man from the heart of Europe, that I would like to make my country to the game, and I eventually learned to work with editor very amateurly, if it's a word.
Mm-hmm.
And when back in 2010, when there was this huge Facebook boom. Do you guys remember when Facebook became a thing?
2008.
I remember being poked and playing. Someone just invited me all the time to play Farmville.
I'm still being
all the
poked.
time.
I'm still using the poke.
You can still get poked.
Yes.
It's the thing.
I
heck?
still have friends using pokes. Anyways, so that's around that time SCS Software joined Facebook as well. And I remember
Right.
that Pavel was in charge, because Pavel back then was license manager, marketing specialist,
He was doing a lot.
CEO, and basically
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yep.
Pavel was, as always, multifunctional person, and he somehow, or somebody from the SCS somehow discovered me on Facebook when I was trying to selfishly promote my own. I think it was somewhere from Bratislava. I did the 3D castle, the SNP bridge, and stuff like that. Something that resembles Bratislava, and I posted it to Facebook, not to apply to SCS, just to promote the mode so that people would download it and enjoy it. And somebody discovered me from SCS, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you work for us?" And I was like, "Hey guys, I'm 15," and they were like, "Okay, so we will wait until you are 16 so that you can legally work for us." And
Okay.
we wait 2 more months, and then that's when it began. When I was 16, now I'm 31, so it's
Whoa.
like half of life in this company with trucking games. It's
That's
fantastic.
crazy. So you self-taught yourself to make these modifications, and
Well,
from
back
that,
then it was the only way, because on the internet you wouldn't have as many manuals as you have today.
right? Yeah, that makes complete sense.
The only
yeah.
the only way was pretty much to damage the map, to break it, and to try to put it together so that it works again, and to discover how things work, how things are connected, and
this was Euro Truck Simulator 1?
that back then it was still the 18 Wheels of Steel.
Oh, so you're actually putting
Right.
Europe into 18 Wheels of Steel.
Well, wait, give me a second. I have to make an order in my head so that I'm not wrong. Back when Pavel approached me, or when SCS approached me on Facebook, they were working on Euro Truck Simulator 2 already. So
Right.
Euro Trucks 1 were released back then, and they wanted to include Bratislava to the second version of Euro Trucks, because in
Right.
the first version it was not there. It was somehow ending with Prague, I guess.
Okay.
So, and since I promoted Bratislava from my mod, they were like, okay, you can do the same with newer technology, with our models, and with better resources, let's say, and you can do the same here as part of your new job. And I was like, okay,
Wow.
that's gonna help me, because I was a student. I grew up in a quite poor family, I would say, and every penny counted, pretty much.
Dang. Okay. Wait. So was this the first time you'd ever kind of technically gone into a game and like edited it? Like, was with 18 Wheels of Steel, or had you messed around with some other games before then?
No other games.
No other games,
I
first
have
time.
to. I have to admit that the portfolio of games that I have ever played is very tiny. To be honest, it's mostly truck simulator games.
I have to ask, what got you into 18 Wheels of Steel in the first place? Were you kind of always a fan of these trucks as you saw them driving by as a kid? Or?
I was never a fan of trucks, to be honest. Sorry, truckers. But the game brought me to be a fan of trucks, and this is quite interesting for many of us, because I don't think that anybody from SCS was eventually a fan of trucks, but the genre and the community and the hype and everything somehow brought us to the place where we actually enjoy seeing trucks on shows, on whatever, where we move around trucks, and we love the world. We fell in love with the world of trucks basically.
Well, speak for yourself. I always loved trucks.
Okay. But your
Everyone has a
entrance to the
different journey.
world, your entrance to this world wasn't the game. You were a real truck driver.
No, actually, I
Was it a
started.
game?
I was playing the game when I was a
Really?
kid. I mean, my dad was a truck driver, so
All right.
obviously I was always interested in them. But I was playing the game long before I ever sat in a truck. Yeah.
Ooh, didn't know that.
Dang.
Mhm.
So I want to pick your brain going back to when you started then at SES Software. Was that in the old EP Pavlova offices? Was that where
Even
they were
before
based at the time?
That
Or
was even
then?
before. That was
Wow.
on Masarykova Street, I guess, somewhere. I remember Pavel giving me the access to Euro Trucks 2 over Coca-Cola, a Czech version of Coca-Cola, basically, somewhere on Náměstí Míru here in Prague, and it was
Right.
it was surreal. It was totally surreal. Like you are having this 16 years old kid against you, and then you are owner of this, even back then I guess multi-million company, and you invested a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of time into development of this, and you are hoping that this kid that you are talking to will not bring all the data and somehow leak it anywhere else, you know.
It was a lot of
imagine
trust.
Can you imagine what was going on in Pavel's head? I cannot.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of trust there, obviously.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of trust in you. And wow, I mean, the company must have been very, very small then. So we're talking less than 10 people, right?
No, not really. The first office that I remember was already like 25 to 30
okay.
people.
Not
Up
so
to
bad
30
then, okay.
people.
Yeah. Okay, so quite a few
So
people
we were
already
working
there.
on Euro Trucks. Then we decided to make the first DLC for Euro Trucks. That was the Going East, which brought me to the opportunity of making Slovakia, my own country, to the game, which I did back then. But it quite collided with my school schedule back then, so we have to interrupt the collaboration for a while. And then when I was trying to apply for university, and again I needed money, I wrote Pavel, hey, can we restart the collaboration? And Pavel was like, yeah, but it would be better if you came to Prague. So in 2 weeks I arranged moving to Prague. It's not that far, it's like 4 hours drive from my
Still
hometown.
impressive.
So
Yeah.
I moved to Prague, and now I'm here. Back then I was, believe it or not, but back then I was quite sad that they assigned me to American Trucks, because I was so used to make Europe before, that I was like, am I gonna do American Truck Simulator? But somehow I found space to grow there personally, and space to help the game. How would I put it? Basically, under Stepan on Euro Truck Simulator, I learned a lot
I can only imagine.
about how to make the map correctly. And American Truck Simulator was never meant to be like the big brother of Euro Truck Simulator. So I guess the approach to map building was a little bit different. So there was this opportunity to maybe make things similar, and that was basically where I have ever thought about becoming a leader, or whatever function is it called. Because I have never, even in my wildest dream, imagined myself being in a management position, like ever.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine when you're starting off back then. I mean, obviously, American Truck Simulator was quite a new concept to you. I imagine at that point you'd never visited the USA at all, and so to kind of like work on that and envision that must have been quite a little bit nerve wracking for you. And as we know, American Truck Simulator as well was such a big task to produce alongside Euro Truck Simulator 2 with the team that they had. It was quite a smaller team working on ATS at the time, I believe.
Yeah, well, back then we were basically 5 map designers on that, and it all began with 2 people just doing something. I think if I'm not wrong, the original concept was for American Truck Simulator to be something like continuation of the Extreme Trucker series. But then it somehow made sense to connect, parts of LA, parts of San Francisco, parts of coastline, and put it together so that it has some topology against each other. Is that a correct word?
Yeah, I think that works.
I'm making English words up. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
And so that's how it became American Truck Simulator. And then when I joined the team, we decided that we gonna change the scale. That was the time of rescale from 1 to
Yeah.
37 to I think.
I mean, that was a big job, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, nobody back then thought that it's even possible with our technology to cut pieces of maps and then put something in between to make it larger and basically upscale the map so that it takes twice as much time to go from A to B than before.
So, like, obviously, from the time that the base map was kind of developed to then starting to do these extra additional maps, you would have learned a lot as you were kind of moving along the states in terms of, the actual editor and actually how it can progress and how you can do new things like that. Like you said, cutting up the map. Was that like something you saw progressively as you kept on working on different states?
Totally, and the best thing was that not only we were learning how to use the editor better, the editor was actually improving itself or not itself. The programmers, we were hiring more and more people. I mean, back then we really were like 30. Then on IP Pavlova, I guess 50 people. Now we are 450 or something like that. So.
Yeah, we're big.
The amount of programmers, the manpower behind the engine, the renderer, editor, and all the tools, even the gameplay. I mean, look at American Truck Simulator now and look at the release video. It's different graphics, different lighting, different effects, shaders and stuff, different renderer. A lot of things changed. It's almost American Truck Simulator 2 still in the original game.
Could you have ever imagined it like this when you were first working on it?
I was dreaming of it.
You were dreaming of it. It was in your head.
I was dreaming of the game eventually looking like this. Although, to be quite honest, I'm gonna be honest. I imagined that we would be here where we are, like maybe 5 years earlier. To be quite honest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. A lot of challenges come in the way, of course. A lot of things that happen, but it's good to see that we are here at this point, and you're kind of envisioning that at the same time as well. What made it kind of a particularly like challenging or exciting at the time when you first began working on American Truck Simulator, would you say?
That basically we knew nothing about how the signage works, how the road network even works. I remember that nobody in our team understood the Eisenhower system of marking the freeways and highways in America, like that you have 5, 15, 25, etc. Going towards east. Nobody knew that, so I think one of the first bugs that came from forum were about the wrong numbering of roads. So back then we took the effort to learn the entire manual on uniform traffic devices, or how is it called, MUTCD, and we read like the 700 pages of documents so that we can eventually become better at doing this. And we did, and now we have Natvander, a great guy from Australia who took it even further than we could, as Czech people who have never been to America. Later, as we were doing Colorado, I think that was the first time back in 2018 or 2019. That was the first business trip that we ever had from SCS Software as map designers to America, so that we can explore the actual scenery, the hugeness of American countryside, because compared to Europe it's like totally different. The scale, like everything feels bigger.
I was going to ask, was that your first time in the USA then for that trip?
Yes, it was. And 1 week later I took my father because I was like so impressed. Like I was like, hey, we have to come to USA. You have to see that. That's amazing. So I took him to LA, and then we went back to Colorado that I explored 1 week earlier with guys from work. We were trying to copy paste or to copy the part of the business trip. Basically, there were my favorite parts of Colorado that I wanted to show to my father, and then few years after that, I took my mother to US as well.
Oh, man. I mean, that must have been quite nice to be able to take your family there. I imagine it was also their first time in the US as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. It must be quite a big experience for them, because I remember going to the USA for the first time, and as soon as you step out those airport doors, you just can tell it's different. It's like stepping into a movie almost, right? Like you've watched it as a kid on the TV shows, all the cars and the planes and the characters and stuff like that, and it's just like, wow, I'm actually here in this point. In America, it feels big.
It felt surreal. It felt quite surreal from the beginning.
I have to interrupt really quickly. Chat, I just noticed that fatigue simulation was turned off.
Uh-oh.
I think Namiro should get a point for that.
Uh-oh. For those who don't know, by the way, this is part of our Let's Play series, and we have a set of rules we play by, and if they break those rules or we get a violation, then points do get added to the board, as you can see here on the left-hand side. And if they hit 12, then back to driving academy they go, off the road, to go retake their test before they can drive again. So interesting that the fatigue was turned on. I did not know that. That must be.
So I'm gonna
done.
go to a sleeping area right now because I don't feel I should get points. Because if I turn it back on, it'll be maxed out.
I think that's fair.
So I'm gonna go to the sleeping area, turn it back on, and then sleep, and we'll carry on with business as usual. But I'm disappointed, you know.
Somebody's asking what's my favorite state in US. I guess that would be Colorado because they have everything. They have fields, mountains, rivers, rocks, parts of desert, and woods. They have everything. If I would have to choose one state to live in America, I would totally pick Colorado, to be honest.
And is this one of the DLCs you led?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is that the last DLC?
It's not the last. No. After Colorado, I was partially on Texas with Simon.
Okay.
And then I moved to Kansas, where Dubak was already helping me a lot. And then Missouri, it was pretty much that I started the pre-production, and then Dubak took over the team, and that was around the time when I became a technical leader.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And,
I mean,
and after 10 years, here we are, having almost half of the America covered. A few years yet to come to New York.
Who knows?
Which would be my second personal favorite, I guess.
Have you been to New York City in real life as well?
I've been to New York. I've took two trips to New York.
Yeah.
I expected nothing against New York City. I expected a little bit more because as a European who always watches the American movies about New York, I have to say that New York is very nicely marketed, or you know what I mean?
Represented.
Like it's they make it look a lot nicer in the movies than what it really is in real life, I would say.
Nicer than advertised.
Advertised, yes.
Say.
Okay, thank you, thanks.
Yeah, no, I can agree. And also, in some cases, when you look at the movies, you think some places are a lot bigger than they actually are. I mean, New York City, for example, is quite cramped. You know, it's very, everything's squished together and tall. You know, is what I get the feeling from when I was there, at least anyway. And it's very busy. So,
although even that impressed me well enough, so that when I returned from New York back to work, I eventually jumped into editor and made a proposal of how New York would look like in our game. So I was playing around a little bit with the layout of like what is important to have in New York. The Verrazano Bridge, the few interstates. I somehow managed to implement parts of Manhattan. But that's gonna come. You guys can wait for it.
That's a personal thing. Yeah, of course. But that's interesting to know. I mean, obviously, we know the East Coast is going to be quite a challenging thing. So obviously, you're thinking ahead of these sort of things. It makes complete sense. But I do want to go back to your point about a lot of people in the chat saying how much they love Colorado. Colorado is beautiful. And I really have to agree with what a lot of the chat is saying, because I remember before you mentioned it that you learned so much about the US through this job. It's the same for me in marketing with the blogs and stuff that we write about the topics. And in your head, you have these stereotypes, right? You know, like, oh, Nevada's just a desert, or Arizona's just a desert, or, you know, Louisiana's just whatever. You don't really think about it, but you actually see them in the way that the map team has created them, and you learn about all the different industries and the communities there. And yeah, I didn't realize Colorado was such a stunning place when I first started writing about it. And then we saw all of these incredible landmarks, like what's it called? The $1 Million Road and places like this. Just absolutely beautiful.
We took several trips to America since then. Colorado was at least my personal beginning of business trips at all. And what surprised me was that, as I said, that they have everything, because whenever I went through America, I mean, I went through from LA to Vegas, through Arizona, and then through Colorado to Mount Rushmore, then via Yellowstone on Interstate 80 and through Reno to San Francisco, and then back on the coastal road to LA. It took me like 2 weeks. And nowhere else have I seen such a diversity of nature. Like Arizona is beautiful, of course, but they don't have snowy mountains. Or like not in the way that Colorado has. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't go skiing to Arizona, I would say.
No, I think that'd be very weird if somebody said that. It'd be like a spy or something, like some code word, you know, like, hey, we're going skiing in Arizona.
Yeah.
It'd
and
be
also
pretty
also
strange.
cheap gas, I have to say. Like that surprised me. Colorado is like one of the cheapest, probably.
But I mean, compared to Europe, everything, all the gas in the U.S. is quite cheap.
Yeah, Americans drive like for free. It's crazy how like.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. But yeah, I mean, yeah, such a beautiful state, and I want to get a little bit more later into the development of that. But first, I did want to ask you, looking at ATS now, what are some of the biggest differences between how the maps were made 10 years ago and how they're made today? I imagine there was been quite a big difference in workflow, right, between the
It
very
is,
beginning and
and
now.
since
Yeah.
it is a difference, and since now I'm specializing in the technical stuff, I can say that probably the technical side was I mean, of course, the art went a lot higher than where we were many years ago. The technical from the technical side, we care a lot more about how the road layout is laid. What the curvature is, how to roll it, how to pitch it correctly, what is the maximum pitch that we can afford to have in the game so that it simulates the real life sceneries and technical limitations. But both art and tech went, I don't know how many levels up from the beginning. The biggest difference is that we have many specialists, because back then, as we were 5 map designers, everybody did everything. We were all doing cities, sceneries, depots, and truck stops were not even there back then in the original release. So,
Right. Yeah.
So now we have specialists who are like back then. If I'm not a specialist for junctions, I would make a very average looking junction. But if I can afford to hire a specialist who does nothing else but junctions, then the junction would look like a real one, and nobody would ever question the gamification. You know what I mean? Like the road layout is much smoother, the signage is much more correct and more almost one-to-one identical, so that people can, if people are from, we're gonna go through Albuquerque, if people are from Albuquerque, they would recognize the exits, they would recognize the sign, they would almost be able to go via the same lane on that junction, so that, and since they can behave or act at the intersection the same way as in real life, I think that supports the immersion a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree with you. I remember back a while ago, I think pre-COVID times, we had the opportunity to go to PAX West, which is hosted in Seattle. And I've never been to Washington before on the West Coast. That was my very first time there. And the Washington DLC had just come out, and I'd played a little bit of it. And we drove from the airport past the ports all the way to the conference center, which we have in game. And those roads, I recognized all of them, even though I had not been there, but I've driven it in the game. The scale, of course, is shorter, but I recognized all of it, and I was like blown away, and it felt very deja vu almost. It was such a weird feeling knowing that I've seen these roads before, but I've actually never been to that location before, and I was seeing them now in person. So that kind of is a testament to the work that the map designers do and the team behind the scenes. And I'm sure a lot of you could probably as well share your experiences there as well. Maybe some of you have recognized places in game. Maybe you've recognized your local home places, local hometowns or landmarks or such that you see every single day. Maybe Mark, even, I imagine you often see it in the game. You're like, yeah, I've been here before.
So yeah, I usually have the experience of seeing something in game that I saw in person first. But right. I did recently this past summer. Oh, he's gonna merge in front of me. Trying not to get those points, we were in, I don't know if I talked about this before, and I don't know if I should talk about it, but we were in Los Angeles doing some data procurement.
Okay. Yeah.
this past summer. I really can't remember if I talked about it or not. But anyway, so we were there, and we happened to be in like I want to call it Vespucci Beach, but that's Grand Theft Auto. What's it called in real life? But you know, with the pier and the beach and everything, right?
Yes, yeah,
and I'm looking around, and I'm like, Santa Monica. I'm looking around, I'm like, man, this is like we did a really good job, like really down to some like nuances and stuff. The shape of the parking lot and the way the highway is there, the Pacific Coast Highway, like we really nailed it. Really good job.
Isn't it great that sometimes you will visit places based on the computer games? Because even in GTA, some places of LA were so well done that you can recognize those places from the GTA games or from those games that we have. Like,
but
it's fascinating.
Like, sorry to Rockstar, but we did it better.
Well, actually, now with our LA, after the rework that Nikolai did, it's definitely our LA is a lot better because we have the port, the huge container. How's it called? The big depot. Do you know what I mean?
The port. Yeah.
Yeah, the port.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
You had it right the first
time. It's completely true what you're saying, though. You know, it's funny with those locations in game that we want to visit those kind of places. And to be honest, with the GTA series, I didn't even know it was a real place until someone told me. I thought it was like a parody place because you know how GTA has been in the history. They, you know, really kind of like mock up some places and stuff like that. They're not, you know, they're loosely based on actual locations. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, when I saw it in our game, I was like, oh, you know, actually, yeah, this is all pretty legit looking, which is really, really cool to see. So now coming to the present day a little bit, Patrik, I kind of want to know a bit more about your role. You've talked about obviously being, you know, a map lead, but what is your day-to-day role now as, you know, a technical lead?
Yeah, somebody in the chat mentioned that I seem to be the leader of an entire ATS map. It's not true. Well, thank God I'm not, because leading the team would mean taking care also of the people and their attendance and their outputs and stuff like that. And I don't really like to do that kind of stuff, if you know what I mean. I always wanted, if I ever wanted to be a leader, or whenever this idea was born in my head, it became because I was trying to have some influence on the game, not on the people. I hate to be, you know, so-called boss of people, or like to manage people's work, their attendance. I like working with people. It's not the same thing. I just love to be in the position, and this is where I am right now. I am in the position to influence how the game is built without necessarily dealing with the people. People's attitudes.
Man, I would love to be Benny's boss.
Sorry?
I would love to be Benny's boss.
Okay, all right.
Benny, what do you think? Can I be your new boss?
Benny's very confused behind the scenes. He has no idea what's going on.
Why did I get pulled into this?
Although it was better, because when you are a DLC lead, you have quite deeper influence on how certain state is made. So if you like Chicago, you can somehow, you know, make sure that your favorite street will be there. Whilst I'm not in the position of doing that, or like making someone do, you know, something that I just happen to like. But the overall influence is somehow, it's a good balance, I would say.
You can just do what I do.
I enjoy it.
I just send messages to map DLC leads every day to make sure they add my favorite part of the upcoming DLC in.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, we're not sure if we're gonna have room for that. I'm like, no, just do it. Like honestly, it's great. Just like every day until they do it.
Well, the worst part is that now I'm not eligible to go to the US for exploring any states, because it's now part of the DLC leaders and their teams. So those map designers have to go there, and now I'm just sitting in the Prague's office, you know, basically dreaming of going to America again, and you know, catching the impressions. The last business trips was the long one. I quite knew back then that it was gonna be the last one, so I took a very long route, like 10,000 kilometers almost.
Gee, wow!
This was the one you did a couple summers ago, right?
Yeah, two summers ago it was, and we visited like 20 states. We've been to Chicago, which I have to say, what the BAM designers did in Chicago. Did we already release a blog post about Chicago? Can I talk about it?
Alex?
Yeah, you've been talking about Chicago. Yeah, we can talk about Illinois. It's already on our Steam. You can add it to your Steam wish list. So we haven't released a blog about it. But
if guys, if you are from Chicago, you're gonna spend a lot of time with our game when the DLC is gonna be released, because Chicago is absolutely stunning in our games. From what I've seen, the tunnels, the underground part of the city, all the bridges and like buildings, everything, the entire atmosphere, what they managed to get into the game is like incredible to me. That given the scale, it's just wow. And
We
the
actually
skyline,
shared-
everything.
Is this all reworked?
Yeah, the Albuquerque is reworked. You are
Nice.
driving through the new part of Albuquerque that Lavinter did for us a few months ago.
Looking good.
Yes.
I remember Honza doing the original Albuquerque. We didn't have the drive through the downtown, and now we do. So that's quite a good improvement.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
That's a red light.
No,
I was going to turn left
Patrik,
there, but I think, because I have blockers turned off, but I think that's not the right. Yeah, it's the next one. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I was going to say, no, I agree with what you're saying, because we actually did show some early work in progress screenshots from Chicago in the Christmas stream, and they looked super good. I mean, obviously this was still, very basic, a lot of placeholders and road network and a lot of stuff still missing, but for what we saw so far, the detail is fantastic, that they've managed to put in there. So I'm very much looking forward to Illinois and Chicago, and of course the rest of Illinois. When I think of Illinois, I do think of Chicago, but of course there's a lot more to Illinois than just Chicago, and I'm looking forward to learning about that as well.
Are we going to have Chicago Heights?
Chicago Heights?
Yeah.
Do I know what it is?
It's the fun part of Chicago.
Fun part of Chicago.
Yeah,
Okay, well
the
then,
spicy part.
the spicy part. Well, I probably
unlocked the
wasn't
bulletproof
there
glass, maybe.
when we've been on the business trip, so
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't
gotcha.
know. Sorry.
So Patrik, I did want to touch on something that you mentioned a little bit earlier about in your earlier days, in work in SES software, you had the community giving you feedback about road signs and such. Does the community still play quite a big influence on feedback on maps and such like that as well?
Definitely. Many leaders are going through the community feedback on the forums daily. I would say. I happen as well, not daily, but sometimes I'm checking whether people mention something that I'm interested in or that I can answer at least. And I'm trying to be in touch at least. I know that Flight 50 is there.
Yes,
and he is very active on forums.
Yes,
Flight
indeed,
50.
yeah.
If you are watching, hi.
Oh,
Hi,
Flight
man.
50. Yeah.
I think he's from Texas. If I'm
He's been with the community for a very long time. I remember seeing his name since I started, and I've been here for 7+ years. So
I think some of our guys met up with him a few years back on a business trip as well, if
I
I'm
think
not
Simon
mistaken.
did.
maybe.
Yeah.
Simon did.
Yeah.
That's why I think
So-
he's from Texas, but he may be not so. Sorry about that if that's not true.
Definitely they met him in Texas, if I remember the story
Yeah.
correctly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
absolutely.
community still has a big impact on what we do and how we do things. Sometimes because now I'm in charge of the background editor map, and sometimes we were doing these wink unintentional leaks of the future states, so then we can somehow get a feedback from the excited community about the next state, and they can be like, oh, you missed US 20, that's no way, you're gonna release this without that. And so we somehow implemented that and tweaked the layout based on what the community thinks. And
Interesting.
and then unfortunately that was a real accident. Then a few months later, the entire plan for the entire America somehow leaked to the released data, so people saw our plans for many years to go. But it's not that it would be like written into stone. The layout will change and may change. It's like we don't know how much space we're gonna actually have in the editor, what we're gonna implement there, because I can only assume that Interstate 90 will be there up to Boston, or I don't know where it eventually leads. Baltimore, or I don't know where, maybe somewhere. 95 is the one going to Boston.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can assume that some roads will be definitely there, but not the smaller ones, not all the US ones. And it's not that once we written down the road layout that we would not change it. It's not
Of
that
course,
we
yeah.
are always like sticking to the plans. It's changing also quite a lot. Ambitions are added by the map designers themselves
can't see
because
that far.
they fell in love with some part of the scenery, which happens to be somewhere where we didn't plan to go originally. So we're gonna add that play. Rhode Island will be skipped completely. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
It's a tough one, of course. I mean, development is very volatile anyway. I mean, obviously, think like you said, changes every day depending on meetings, depending on feedback, and even we've seen it recently in like reworks, right? From some of the rework stuff, this Route 66 with New Mexico and also with Arizona and stuff, and we've seen lots of changes come from that, and as obviously our technology progresses and moves forward, there's always lots of changes. With for better, I would say. I mean, the detail we're getting these days from the newer maps and from the reworks as well is really something. The vegetation, the detail of the roads, the textures, everything looks so fantastic, and even down to the roads themselves. And of course, the future is really, really exciting because we're also not obviously just looking at trucks, but also at cars and other vehicles as well, with road trip in the future as well, which is another very exciting addition for American Truck Simulator, and another way to explore the world of American Truck Simulator, which I'm very much looking forward to. Patrick, I'm not sure how much you've read into road trip or how much involvement you have in that, but that's an exciting part of American Truck Simulator for sure.
Well, when you mentioned Route 66, it's quite funny story. I just randomly mentioned that once we release Illinois DLC, it's gonna be like Route 66 is gonna be completed, and that maybe we can make some Route 66 bundle or whatever I proposed to Pavel, and he loved the idea so much that he decided to rework parts of Arizona. Okay.
Talking to the chat.
Oh, shy.
He was speeding. He was speeding. He got a point.
All right.
They're snitching on me.
Oh, is it to the chat? Oh, okay, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was like, for a while, I was like, oh my god, isn't the rework already announced or partially released?
It's a massive leak. No, it's in this map. It's in the 1.58 open beta. It's fine.
Because we were playing the parts of the rework, right? So
Yeah.
that made no sense. But for a while, you got me. You got me for a while.
No, I was trying to get chat not to talk about the points.
Cut the stream. Delete it. It was never happened.
I think Benny was. You didn't notice it first, right? Yeah, you did. The chat snitched on me. I know.
No, you're fine, Patrick. You're out of trouble. No danger here. You're good. You're
okay.
Good.
So that's why basically Pavel decided to make the rework of along the US 66 around and the surrounding locations, and that's why we are now doing parts of Arizona and New Mexico, so that when Illinois is gonna be released in few months, we can enjoy the entire 66.
Yeah, I mean,
in the high quality of today's
with the rework
standards.
projects that we've released in this open beta so far, a lot of people are telling us, hey, you've undersold this, guys. We thought it was just simply gonna be the route and nothing else really around it, but you've reworked like a lot of the cities, added a new city, landmarks have been redone, Grand Canyon, such like this. They've really done excellent work there. It really is lovely to see.
I was kind of hoping that the Illinois DLC will be released around the time of the 10th anniversary, so that we can like actually celebrate the 10th anniversary with the bundle. But that I'm not gonna stick my nose into Pavel's business. He's making the bundles and deals and stuff, and this is really not my sandbox. So
stay tuned for that.
We're gonna be maybe 1 or 2 months later for after the anniversary, but still I think we can call it anniversary DLC.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. The future of American Truck Simulator is exciting. So chat, don't forget, keep an eye on the blog and the socials for all the latest news and for all the updates of when these things will be coming out. So yeah, make sure you add it to your Steam wishlist as well. Always very important. We appreciate all of your support. I know a lot of you have already got a lot of the DLCs which we've been announcing in your Steam wishlist, and you've been supporting us from the very start. So we appreciate every single one of you. And of course, for those who have been here for 10 years or even more, you know, with your truck and games even earlier than both of these titles, we really do appreciate all your support from the very early community. And maybe Patrick, is there even like some people in the community that you still see around even from when you began at SCS Software that you still recognize names wise and stuff? or not so much these days?
Well, I know that the guys from Promotes visit us every year.
Yes,
And
yep.
I'm having few friends there, but those are not friends that I would have made back when I was a modder.
Right,
Basically,
gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Because like 15 years ago, when I was a modder, nothing like Promotes existed. We were not so connected. I think it was all in Pampers, you know, how to call it. You know what I mean. We took baby steps towards being a community of modders. Back then, it was like we were more like individual modding people.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I gotta say, it's pretty incredible to see how much the community has grown, and not only that, but how the amazing, community of modders out there from all sorts, from map mods to truck mods, to all sorts of different things that we see these days. We really do have a pretty talented community, and it's great to see what people are coming up with and their own little projects and stuff that's one-to-one scale, and other trucks and vehicles as well. It's pretty incredible, and it's also nice to see a lot of the support there for the modders as well. So big shout out to all of them. And I know we actually have quite a few people in the company that have kind of come from modding backgrounds. I mean, Patrik, I don't think you're alone in terms of people that have joined the company after learning a bit of modding themselves or coming from different teams like from Pro Mods and such.
I'm definitely not alone. We have few guys on Euro trucks as well. 2 Slovak guys joined us recently. They were doing, I think, Slovakia 1 to 5 scale.
Nice.
Then
cool.
we recently hired a guy from Brazil who was working for Promotes back then. We have Nikolai, the best map designer we could have ever received from the modding community. He's incredible. We have Martin on Europe. So like many people are around. It's fantastic how a computer game can put people together and how it can affect your life. I would have never dreamed of being a computer game developer. It wasn't in my it wasn't on my schedule when I was a kid. Definitely.
Yeah.
It just somehow happened, and now I'm great. Now I'm grateful and thankful that it did, because working at SCS kind of allowed me to step away from the family, to become independent, to travel around the world a little bit, to explore myself and the world and everything. It's fantastic. I think, and the atmosphere that is here in the company is very nice. Can you guys confirm?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not in the office that much.
All right, yeah.
I need to come back. You know what? I've not even visited the new offices, but I've heard they're very beautiful. I do need to visit this year. I will be there this year at some point to come visit. So I was in the old office, of course, but I will definitely.
Oh,
I know I always say that, Benny.
There's a cop. I'm speeding.
Shit, whoa, Mark. Oh.
Hey, so I lose a point now. You know what? I will accept the point, even though it's open beta, because I am a man of ethics and morals, and I believe I was still speeding and it had nothing to do with any bugs. So I would like that point to remain, please.
Okay. A man of his word.
I do not change the rules every day like other people who sit in this chair.
Whoa. I don't know.
Shots fired.
Don't know who you're talking about. But we are running out of time very quickly here on the stream. But we do have some things that we do want to give away, because we've brought some little goodies to the stream. And also, just before the stream, Patrik was mentioning a lot about Colorado, because it is your favorite DLC that you've worked on.
Yeah.
And it's something you're very passionate about and something you're very proud of in terms of your DLC. So I did go behind the scenes and I hacked into the SES software servers without their knowledge and stole some keys.
So you can get into the servers, but you can't get yourself into the office. Okay, Alex, it's fine.
Mark, okay, listen, Mark. Okay, we're gonna have a word afterwards. All right, so, no, not the ATS gold key, but we do have some Colorado keys to give away, because for Patrik and for Colorado, I think it'd be nice to do as well. But we also do have something else quite special. Benny, I don't know if we have a close up there on the desk of these pins that we have to give away as well. Maybe Patrik can hold them up for us. We have these very special pins, which I believe were only ever given away internally, and we have 5 of them, and they are the state flags: Iowa, Missouri, Louisiana, and Arkansas. So we have a range of those there, and I believe we have 10 in total to give away. Is that correct, Benny? I believe it was 10 in total. So we have 5 Colorado keys, and we have 10 of these pin badges to give away as well. So I say we get a giveaway going on those. Now, the way we do this, chat,
you're good.
Is that, first of all, you can only take part in the giveaway if you're watching via Twitch chat. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't give us a way to contact you after the stream if you've won, and neither does Facebook, so I apologize. So if you want to head over to Twitch real quick, now's the time. Number 2, you need to have your Twitch DMs open. That's the Twitch Whisper system, so I can contact you after the stream. And number 3, if you win yourself one of these physical pins, I will require some logistical information from you. That's your name, email, phone numbers, and of course, shipping address, which includes your country. So as long as you're happy to provide those, which will only be used for logistical purposes, then you are able to enter. Make sure you're eligible to enter as well. I guess if you're under 18, you should probably ask your parents' permission or something like this first. So yeah, let's give those away. So Patrik, since you're here as our special guest, would you be able to give us a very special, like very short keyword we can use to enter the giveaway? So we just need one singular word that players, the watchers can spam in the chat that enters them into the giveaway. What would that word be?
I think Colorado back then was, at least to me, represented by incredible mountains. So I would pick the word mountains if spelled correctly.
Mountains. Okay, so MOUNTAINS. Is that good with you?
Yeah, the plural. We're gonna use the plural for that. Mountains.
We're gonna use the mountains. All right, Benny, have you got that? Do you want me to send you the word? There you go, buddy. I got you. All right. Okay, so we're going to start this giveaway here any minute. So if you want to enter the giveaway...
Mountains, if spelled correctly.
Mountains is your keyword. So get that spamming in the Twitch chat and you'll be entered into the giveaway. You only need to type it just once. So just so you know, the way we're going to roll it, it's going to be completely random what you receive. So you may either receive a Colorado key or you may receive a pin. So... whatever you are given after the stream, then that's what we're sticking with. So we won't be able to change your prize after the fact, which a few people have tried to do. So
can people choose whether they would like to have the Colorado DLC or the pin?
Maybe we can roll for the pins first and then the DLC.
Yeah, we can do that. We can roll for the pins first and then we can roll for the DLCs. We can do that.
I mean, everyone's gonna put it in for all of them anyways, so I guess it doesn't matter in the end.
While they're spamming that in the Twitch chat, we'll slowly start to wrap things up here. Patrik, I don't know if there was any other kind of points you wanted to touch on with the community here, because I mean, you don't get to come on the stream that often. Is there maybe a message that you have for our community that you wanted to say to them or anything of the sort?
Ooh, after 10 years, that's gonna be hard, and
that is a big one, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't think about that before, so give me some time. But mainly, out the top of my head, I would like to thank the community for sticking with us, for playing the game continuously, for support, and for everything that they do for us. Mainly the support of buying and playing.
Oh.
If that sounds okay-ish.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's a nice way to say.
Sorry, it was like
absolutely.
I generated it out of my head. So
no, you're good. It's like AI in the head just generating the text.
Yeah. Thank you for asking this question. Here are 3.
Exactly. All right, chat, get those keywords in. You got about a minute, just over a minute left. That is a mean-looking truck ahead of you there.
Yeah, that's a cool-looking bull bar there, eh?
They've done up that truck. That looks pretty good. That's one of our newer AI vehicles. I know there's been quite a few being added into the game, so
this should all be part of the rework too still, right? Where we are?
Believe so.
Where are we?
Here? I think this road is all part of the rework.
Not sure.
I think it is.
I think it is.
I think it is.
I think it is. I think you're right.
Show me the road. I think, new materials. Oh, you know what?
You can tell that just looking at that, like, did that quickly?
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, not always, but most of the times, given the material set, I assume that this is a new one. This is new content.
Very cool.
Right, back then we were using a different set of materials for the dirt and for the...
Right.
Less than 20 seconds left of this giveaway, so get them in if you haven't entered already. And then after that, we'll start rolling our winners. Or we'll do the pins first, and then we'll do the Colorado keys. And then we'll roll those in. Get the notepad ready here. All right, chat. 3, 2, 1, and the giveaway has now officially closed. So anyone after this will no longer be entered into the giveaway. All right, chat. Are we ready to do a lot of rolling here? We're gonna get through quite a few prizes here. We got 10 of those pins to give away. The pin you'll receive will either be an Iowa, a Missouri, a Louisiana, or an Arkansas pin, which we're only giving away internally for the releases of our map. Our maps, and then we also have 5 Colorado keys. So let's start with the pins. Good luck, everyone that entered, and I want to see lots of positivity in the chat. So if there's a winner, make sure to say GG and all that good stuff as well. Do you have the sound thing here?
Drum roll.
Give it to Patrik.
All right.
What is it?
Do we have a sound?
So we have drum roll as well as, so basically
Sound
what we're going to do
effects.
here. I got to find it while I'm driving here. Guys, don't drive distracted. So we have drum roll.
Ooh.
And then symbol.
There you go.
See what
So
I
I'm
did
going to
there?
say the name. So before that, you start the drum roll and then the symbol when I say the name.
Mhm.
You ready, Patrik?
Oh,
All
wait,
right.
give me just one try. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Works.
We also have some other fun
Perfection.
ones there if you want.
Okay, so when the name appear, I'm supposed to read it, or are you gonna?
So I'm gonna say the name. I'm gonna say
Alright,
the name.
okay.
So
I'm gonna do
you
the
start the
drum
drum roll now. Okay, our first winner is Cheeky CHIQI_. Congratulations, you've won yourself a pin. Our second winner is Queso_fan152. You've also won yourself a pin. Congrats. Our third winner is Wicked7. Congratulations, you've also won yourself a pin even. Our fourth winner is Well-Seasoned Gamer. Congratulations, you've also won yourself a pin. Our fifth winner is, oh my goodness, how do I pronounce your name? Hey Jetty Hestvik. I hope I'm saying that correctly. You are also another winner of our pin. Our sixth winner is Pork Belly. I like that name. Pork Belly
Pork
is one
Belly?
of our winners. It's just making me hungry, man. What the heck is this? People that start have food names. Our seventh winner is Indian. Congratulations. You've also won yourself a key. Our eighth winner of a pin is 27 Chris. Congrats. Our ninth winner is the one over there. Congratulations, you've won yourself a pin as well. And our 10th winner is Silver Helix 7. Congrats, you've all won yourself some pins there. I will be in contact with you after the stream. There you go. So remember, if you just want yourself a pin, Cheeky, Queso Fan, Wicked, Well-Seasoned Gamer, Yeti Hestevic, Pork Belly, Indy, 27 Chris, the one over there, and Silver Helix 7. I'll be in contact with you after the stream to get your details. And now, let's do the Colorado keys. Everyone ready to roll those winners? Let's do it. All right, first key for Colorado is Nifo Hutsa 9000. Congratulations, you've won yourself a Colorado Steam key. Our second winner is Vlad_Horn. Congrats, you've won yourself a Colorado key as well. The third winner is Queso Fan won again. The same winner twice? Does that mean he gets both?
Ooh, that's
Should
a
we
question.
re-roll that?
Chat, what
That's
do
a
you
question.
think? Does he get to keep them?
Should Queso get both, or should we re-roll that one? Maybe we should re-roll that one. He already won himself a pin. What do you think? Re-roll for Colorado? Okay, Queso even said re-roll. Okay, we're going to re-roll that one. So, third winner is Rix_S. Thank you, Queso. That's very kind of you. Our fourth winner of the Colorado key is Our Rail Netherlands. Congrats. And the fifth and final winner of the Colorado Steam DLC key is Metal Rebel Rack. Congratulations. Hey! Very cool.
That's my boy.
He knows that name. He just said, yo!
Nice.
Love it. Congratulations, everyone. Now be in touch with you on the Twitch stream. Look out for a DM from SES Software here on Twitch, and I'll be in contact with you after. Congratulations, everyone. All right. Well, time is almost up. It's been a lot of fun today. Mark, I'm not sure if you have somewhere you can pull over here up ahead. I'm not too sure if you got somewhere
I might have to do it off stream because we're in the desert.
Oh, you're
right
quite
now.
far out.
Yeah, so we can leave it here if you want to switch to the other camera, Benny.
Sure. Well, chat, it's been a lot of fun today reminiscing about 10 years of American Truck Simulator, and we have a big thank you to say to Patrik. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, your work day, to be with us. It's been a pleasure to have you back, man, and to talk about some of the memories and what you do and what you've done, and it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's been good stuff. And Mark as well.
Thanks.
Appreciate you. Thank you for driving. All the good
As
driving
always,
happening.
it's a pleasure, man. You know that.
and Benny as well behind the scenes. Chat, let's get a big thank you to Benny as he's going to go off and enjoy some vacation time, I heard. So,
well-earned
Benny,
vacation. You've
Benny,
been doing good work around the office, Benny.
Yep, enjoy the vacation.
I've heard rave
Benny.
reviews.
Appreciate it. All right, chat. Well, of course, we're celebrating the entire month of February for American Truck Simulator. So this is not the end of the ATS 10 streams. There's many more to come, as well as other blog topics and more as well. So if you're not following already here on YouTube and on Twitch and on Facebook, make sure you do so you're up to date with all the latest news. We've got plenty more to come. But we appreciate all of your support. And until next time, everybody, stay on the road and keep on trucking. We'll see you then. Bye-bye for now, everyone.
Guys. Yeah.